Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Homeowner Show. We are live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana, on DSTV on channel 277. My name is Nana Kwesikwiti and I'm sitting in for your regular host, Dr. Hannah Atiase. All right, so today we're going to be taking a look at Ghana's housing crisis. But before that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I will introduce our wonderful guest and then the conversation can start.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you dey look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
With your label today. Big.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Hello, people of Ghana. Looking to buy land this World Cup season? I'm here to give you 6 solid reasons why Estate Masters is your most trusted estate partner. 1. We are genuine. Here at Estate Masters, every promise is real, every transaction genuine. We don't just sell lands, we sell peace of mind. 2. We are credible. Our credibility is proven. We are who we say we are, respected, recognized, and trusted across Ghana. We sell litigation-free lands. With us, your land is litigation-free. No disputes, no worries, just security for you and your family. Free site visits. We bring you to the land at no cost. Free site visit mean you see before you buy with full confidence. Your paperwork is on us. We provide free documentation, ensuring your ownership is clear and protected. And yes, you enjoy unbeatable discounts when you buy land from Estate Masters to make land ownership even sweeter. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure your genuine land with Estate Masters. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Every heart burning bright,
So, I have 10 Ghana cedis in my pocket. Now think about it. If 10 Ghana cedis could buy you anything at all, what would you buy? I can think about so many things. Are you ready? Watch this space.
Welcome back to the Homeowner Show on Metro TV. We are live on all social media handles. And don't forget that you can also go on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana on channel 277 on DSTV. All right. So once again, my name is Nana Kwesikwiti, and today we're taking a look at Ghana's housing crisis. And before that, I've got statements that I'm going to share with you, and then I'll introduce my guest so that we can start the conversation. Housing is more than shelter. That is what it says. And it continues by saying that it is about dignity, security, economic growth, and national development. Yet millions of Ghanaians continue to grapple with high rent, advances, rising construction costs, inadequate infrastructure, flooding, and the dream of affordable home ownership. Today on the Homeowner Show, we are honored to have an exclusive one-on-one conversation with the chairman of Parliament Select Committee on Works and Housing, Honorable Vincent Opon Asamoah, to discuss the critical issues shaping Ghana's housing sector, from policy to legislation to accountability and practical solutions. This is an opportunity to hear directly from one of the country's key decision makers on what lies ahead for homeowners, tenants, developers, and every Ghanaian aspiring to own a home. Welcome to the Homeowner Show, where we champion better housing, stronger communities, and a brighter future for Ghana. So, ladies and gentlemen, our very distinguished guest happens to be once again the chairman for Parliament Select Committee on Works and Housing, Honorable Vincent Opon Asamoah. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. All right. So before we get into the housing conversation, I'd like you to talk to us about your experience in Parliament. This happens to be your third time being in Parliament. So let's talk about some of the positives and the challenges and what lies ahead of us.
Thank you very much. I started this journey in 2013. Yes, I became the first a member of Parliament for the new constituency, Doma West. You know, Doma West was a couple from the Doma West. Originally, it used to be Doma West. And then we had Doma West. So the mother constituency is now the Doma Central constituency.
And that's where you are.
No, but Doma West. And in the rural part of
Okay.
And you know, as a rural constituency, you can imagine the challenges that we face as a constituency. And if you're a politician there, what is expected of you, at least the expectation so high after the creation of that constituency. So there's a lot to be done as a first member of Parliament. And then, you know, I became the first DC for the place as well after the split. A new district and the new constituency. So I became, in terms of history, I have a very good history. The first DC for that area and the first member of Parliament for the area. So in terms of development, at least there's a lot here I've been able to embark on, but there's still a lot more to be done as a constituency. And I don't think we are fared badly at all in terms of the broad to the but as human beings, the more you start, the expectation is so high for you to really deliver the more. So in terms of infrastructure facilities, there's a limitation as to what MPs can do. But most of these projects are supposed to be done by the central government, especially when it has some issues of road, logistics, and the rest. Even though during campaign we promise a lot. As members of I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that. But you know, most of these problems you can only deliver on your mandate, depending on the government that will have what the government policies are and the money available. So in terms of school infrastructure, in terms of electrification, in terms of water delivery, I think we have done well. What is left is road infrastructure if you go there. And then what a lot of people take for granted in Accra, like telephone. These are the critical issues. And I remember before 2024 elections, when I contacted myself, I wanted to find out the priority of the 2020. It came out that road was number one, and then telephone connectivity was number two. So that should tell you that what we get in Accra shouldn't take for granted, because other places
they don't get it.
Because about 2/3 of my constituency, you can't even make them on telephone. So that so that should tell you if you have a label you posted to a community like that, and they cannot move your phones.
That means the relationship is going dead.
It's like we're putting them.
Yeah.
so that is that. And we are, to me, we are not for anybody at all, especially for the last 1.5 years. Our governments, we are watching.
Let's talk about your constituency. At least if you can share with us about 2 key projects that has become like the facelift for your constituency, which anybody at all in Ghana, when they travel to your constituency, they can quickly identify and say that, okay, work is really ongoing within this constituency, and you think it's something that we should all aspire to do for our constituents.
Mm-hmm. In the area of rural electrification, I think we are well above the national average. As a rural constituency, I think you are over 90% connected to the national grid.
Wow.
Which to me is very commendable.
Yeah.
And the area of water facilities, water, I call it wash facility, because water goes with sanitation.
Yeah.
And water to, they are not doing badly at all. And education infrastructure, like schools and other, we are not doing badly. Health infrastructure, we are doing well. But I think the most challenging in the road infrastructure. The road infrastructure is terrible, but even though we are still working on something, but it doesn't got into the level that we are all expecting that we can deliver. So we haven't gotten the so road, and then secondly, what I spoke about the telephone, how we can get it then that is connected so that we are communicated very. So these are the two major challenges. For the rest, but I think I'm so proud about the fact that about 90% of my community are connected to the national grid, and the credit will come to my party and government. Out of the 90, about 85 were that under NDC administration. So I'm so proud about that.
How about the markets within your constituents? I mean, how are they flowing? Are they even in terms of infrastructure and so on? Because, I mean, over the years, we've seen quite a number of constituencies complaining about the fact that their markets, areas are extremely poor in terms of sanitation and so many other things. How about yours?
Yeah, just like I said earlier, this one of the youngest districts in the country.
Yeah.
We are benefiting from the 24-hour market. But before that,
is it already running? Implemented?
Yes, construction
is ongoing. Okay.
We haven't gotten far, but I think we are the preparation, and I'm sure looking at the capacity of the contractors who got the project, I'm sure within a year we should be able to deliver that. And before that, we had to demolish some structures to pave the way for the new project. But looking at what my DC has done, where we moved them to, I'm sure they are even happier that place than where we demolished.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we put in a lot more resources at least to make their new place a place to be happy, to connect electricity to all those areas. And we are not doing bad. There is one major market, which is at the Grand the district capital. I know we are a border community.
I didn't know.
We are, my constituency is on the border with La Côte d'Ivoire. Wow. Share when you Côte d'Ivoire, the Western North.
That means you should be a face in Ghana when it comes to the sharing of relationship between countries here and there.
Yeah, before I became member of parliament, I was the municipal chief executive, and we have a very good relationship with our counterparts across the border, especially when it came to independent days. They will host them, but I first invited them, and they came and hosted them. It was wonderful. And when we got to the tent, they also invited us. We went there. It was quite different. The way we march, tell we advance,
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, we are doing well, but once we are here,
you don't see it unless you go outside.
Yeah, because what we did in Ghana, and when we decided to go there, people were marching without any shoes on, and the kind of school attire they were wearing. So I asked myself that we are far advanced when it comes to those things. We had a very good relationship. Like, it's not business as usual, like we are going to Accra International Airport, or traveling to Europe. These are our neighbors. Most of the things, they cross the border without even going through the proper channels. Because they come to Grand Contact to patronize our markets on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's every Friday.
Every Friday, they commute. So without passport, without anything, you cannot stop them because there are one people. You go there, you see the Kusas, you see the Gatis, you see the Moshis, you see the Gunu people who live across the Anyi people. Here in Ghana, they are over there. Some of them, they build in Ghana.
This could be good for tourism.
Yes,
because if you look at the relationship between us and them, as you're saying, it should be something that should be put on televisions for everybody to actually watch.
It's very interesting because the fact of the matter is that they have houses in Côte d'Ivoire, they have houses in Ghana. And some of them, they are kids. They bring them to Ghana to school.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn French, you also put them over there to learn French.
So the exchange is fair.
So at least we have one wife here. I
like the way you're talking. I like the way you're talking. I mean, you're making everything easy for some men out there.
Yes.
I want us to come back to Parliament.
Yes.
This is your third year in Parliament. I mean, you've been working in Parliament for many years. Can you share with us the most challenging part of being in Parliament?
Just like I started when during the election campaign, we make a lot of promises.
Yeah.
And when it's getting to elections and you sit down and you see that they've not been able to achieve what you promised them, it's so challenging. Going back to them to renew your mandate, how do you go back and convince them that because of A, B, C, D, I was unable to achieve those things, so you get me back. So that has been the challenge. And more especially, we have common fund allocated to MPs. At least it is not enough. But because we promise big, always you have to just spend above
Your
what
means.
is. That is what happens. So every morning you wake up and then the calls are coming in. There's a call for you to do something at the constituency, which is not coming from your subsequent payments. Hospital bills, especially you pay so much on hospital bills, especially accidents, motor accidents. Let me tell you something interesting thing. There's one community here who the road was so bad that we decided that we had to do the drip machines to work on that road. And then a guy saw that we were able to construct the road. They went there, took pictures. They were happy because we have been able to fix that road. But two of them decided to do as we used to call chase and chase on motorbikes. Unfortunately, one of them died as a result of the chase.
And you know, Samuel,
the accident
I've experienced something like that before.
So we lost him as a result of that. People ride as if they are on set or TV. What you see on television, movies, some of them would like to ride the same way. And we are losing a lot of lives as a result of accidents on most of our roads, motorbikes especially. And the cost at times is, we can't believe the cost 140,000 just to fix some limbs here and there. And all these costs, we can be sure that as a member of parliament, you call you. This is the situation we find ourselves. And just this morning, I've sent 3,000 to somewhere in Blue Job. And you have to fix it, and that my elected contribution to fix that job. And if you don't do it, you are in trouble, because when it happens like this, instead of them going to the family, the first point of call is the member of parliament go and advocate for it. You see? So these are the challenges. And the best part of it is that if we are able to do this and they call it honorable, thank God we have been able to fix that because of the little contribution that we made. It is so satisfying when we are able to solve a problem at the consequence level. So at times the challenges when the praise are also coming in, at least it balance off and then keeps you going.
Let's not talk about your role in parliament. Share with us, the experiences. You know what you've been doing here, and we have paying particular attention to the works and housing.
Yes.
You happen to be the chairman for the Senate committee. So let's talk about your role.
Yes, deliberately, I'll be on this committee for quite a while, because when I came to Parliament, the Swiss Parliament, I was made a deputy minister. I spent a year there at the Ministry of Works and Housing before I was moved to Sports. And at the 1 year there, I was in charge of works. So I'm particularly very much interested in the area of works because of the drainage system, the sea, coastal defense, and a whole lot of other things. My interest in that. And the area of housing, I have so much interest because of how we see Accra now. We ask ourselves, are we progressing? Are we stagnating? Or we are progressing in the area of housing? I'm so worried about that. So for the past 6 or more years, I've been on this committee, so institutional memory in most of these issues I have. And if Speaker will allow me, I'll continue to sit on this committee. But I just want to develop myself as an authority within that sector. And if you ask me, I will say we are not progressing when it comes to the area of housing in Ghana. And the area of spatial planning, which doesn't fall under my committee, Western Housing, it falls under local government, spatial planning, because local government the MMDAs, most of the enforcement will have to be done by the MMDAs. If you ask me, they are not doing well. They are not doing well at all. And most of the confusion you have in the area of sanitation.
That's what I wanted to come to.
Everything falls under the ministry. Previously, we used to have oversight over water and sanitation.
Yeah.
In addition to the Western housing. And the new standing orders, the leadership of Parliament decided to split it into two. So right now, have a committee that have oversight over sanitation and water, which is not under Western housing. But I still have interest because when there's any flooding, because of sanitation issues are so key when it comes to flooding, because most of the drains are under our solution, but when it comes to sanitation, it's under local government. So that is the biggest challenge that we have. And if you ask me, I think our committee is even planning to start engagement. I've been started with the Greater Government Minister. I would like to engage the local government committee and then the local government minister on how we're able to reduce this indiscriminate disposal of waste, especially to our open drains.
Yeah.
Which is one major cause of flooding. And you know something, I've also witnessed something. Almost all the open drains that we have in Ghana, we have squatters. People, I refer to that as the kiosk estates. They don't take permits to build. And all those places who have no settlements, one thing that is lacking is sanitation issues.
And drainage.
The drains are there. We have issues with sanitation, wash facilities. So you ask yourself, why they generate the waste? Where the drainage dispose of this waste? Go straight into the drains. And that is a worry. So we say that the recent flooding situation was as a result of one, open drains that have been silted.
Yeah.
And siltation is as a result of human activity. And most of these are those that are squatted, that are living very close to open drains. And they just create disposal of waste into this open drains. Is one, I'll give it about 30% of the problems are as a result of that. And the indiscipline on the part of Ghanaians, because we decided to delve on any place we build. So that's what I'm talking about. Special plan, which is supposed to be enforced. The laws enforcement is supposed to be done by local governments. And to me, there's velocity there. And we need to take that one seriously. And also link up with the issues on accommodation in most of our major cities in Ghana, especially in Greater Accra, because of the cost of rental and other things. People decide to live in every structure available. People like to live in there and increase those mess that we all experience in Accra.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with this conversation. So stay tuned with us. We're going to be right back after this. Welcome back to the Homeownership Show on Metro TV. You can check us out on all social media handles. All right, so we're going to go into a question that I was asking earlier on, but then I'm going to talk to Honorable about styrofoam. When it comes to Western housing industry, this is one of the key problems or challenges over there.
Mm-hmm.
What is the plan that you have as chairman of the Select Committee for Western housing to actually help curb this issue? Because most housing departments produce a lot of these products. What is the plan?
As a committee, we have oversight over the ministries. So we always how to invite the ministry to also tell us what they are doing. But we don't implement.
Okay.
When it comes to the issue of implementation, it falls under the executives. It is the executive that's supposed to do it. As a committee, we have oversight over them. They have to report to us what they have done. So if there are issues that we are not happy with, we invite them to come and answer to us. I know the order of yesterday, we see the Minister for Lands, Minister for Health, and other ministers were in Parliament. And that is out of our way. We need to call the executive to come and account to the people, because we are there for the people. So come and account to the people. So once we see that we have the laws and the laws are not being enforced and things are not going well, it is the expectation of Ghanaians that their committees in Parliament will have to take it up. So like we sit here, Monday we'll be dealing with, even though we'll be going on recess tomorrow, but on Monday we'll have audit reports. We are inviting the executive to come up, answer to some of the internal audit queries, what you have done about it before you may go to the external auditors for it to come to the Public Accounts Committee. We need to do what? This is part of our oversight responsibilities. And on Monday, we'll be moving out to visit some of the areas that got flooded. The recent flooding that
hit many parts of the country.
We are going out there. The reason why we are going out there now is to find out what government has done after the flooding. Have you gone? Have you relaxed? We just want to take the media to that place to find out what the government has done, what they are doing. So it's part of our oversight responsibility. So if part of our laws, what we can make the styrofoam, yes. If there are laws and it is not being enforced, then the relevant institution will have to be invited. Because I'm very much concerned about those who block our drains.
Yeah.
Yes, because my responsibility to ensure that we have the open drains, the drains are well dredged, and once it flows, water, it rains, we can have easy flow. But those who block waterways, those who dump waste into these open drains, that is our concern. But it is under the responsibility of the Ministry of Local Government, and then there's a committee who have oversight over that. Special planning, and if you ask me, most of the issues should be directed to the special planning. ECs, they should be up and doing. I've said, and you will not be happy to hear this. But if you go to most of the rural districts, they are working very, very well. Later, I can understand the population is huge, but to me, there's a lot of things I see, and I believe that they show up their game. I've spoken to the regional minister that I'm not happy with, because in Greater Accra, if you come to my hometown, we don't hawk on the streets. We don't do hawking on the streets because the cars are filled. We are not traffic to at least to hawk there. But it is in Accra. And in every place that we see hawking, there's problem of sanitation.
That's true.
Because they will get dumped the waste and leave it there.
And just go their way.
You need to do something about that. When you go to Cocoa Board, look at how do you call it there? That is where people trade on the streets, roads. The police are there. Cars park in the middle of the road, offload and load. The police are there.
We are going to get into the housing conversation pretty soon, but then let me ask you this one more time about that styrofoam.
Yes.
You see the pure water rubbers and then the bottles that we are dumping anywhere. The earth is swallowing it up gradually. That would also hinder planting of fruits and so on.
Yes.
What is the committee doing concerning this? Because if we don't take care, in some few years to come, we cannot even plant. And the buildings that we're going to be building would also have problems and challenges because most of these products are in the ground.
Yes. This one, I can only comment on that because it falls outside my area of
Okay.
Well, you have to plan plastics to talk about environment, science and technology.
Yes.
There's another committee that oversight over that place. But sanitation is under local government. I'm worried because he also, as I said, because they dump these waste into the open walls under. So there are 3 committees that are supposed to collaborate.
Okay.
To work to ensure that the right things are done. Because I'm concerned about my brains. You should be concerned about sanitation issues. And then planning, when we talk about even giving or building permits, if you visit Sundays, that approves building permits for people to build. Are they doing the right things? Why is it that people are building places that they are not supposed to build? And that goes back to local at that time. You understand it? So they have huge tasks when it comes to the problems that as a country, especially we're facing. A local government, the committee have a very, very huge task. And I think that they will live up to expectation. They have oversight over that place. And I believe that that ministry should be, because
they should be up and running.
There's a lot.
So when it comes to affordable housing, do you think it's a promise or a mirage?
Well, affordability is subjective, because you can sell your house 1 million Ghana cedis.
Yes.
It may be affordable to some group of people, but if you will sell it 100,000, it may not be affordable to some group of people.
That's true.
Yes. So affordability is very subjective. And I believe that it can be expensive, but once there's a way of payment, proper payment, and it can
an installment,
especially when you have this mortgage system, where it can take you about 30 years to pay for
a particular
it becomes affordable as a result of that. Even though it may be expensive, but because you can have a nice way of paying, it become affordable. In addition, government's intervention, and let me particularly mention the rent assistance scheme that was rolled out. I don't think it's not very popular, but I think that this minister looking to him, and he's so keen that we need to popularize that scheme, in the sense that like the young guys living school want to rent, you don't have money to even pay for your rent. Government comes in and it's okay, all the advance food, I'll pay the advance so that the rent will be deducted from your salary, monthly salary, so that it will not be difficult. Like say if you are paying 500 Ghana cedis a month, and they are asking you to pay for 2 years advance, even though against the laws of the land. That's what I'm saying. You have the laws that don't even allow you to charge 2 years advance. But are we enforcing that?
We are not.
We are not, because government is not competitive when it comes to the housing sector. Because the government is a major player in housing delivery. Once there's competition in housing delivery, price and other things will be better. Government itself is not very competitive when it comes to housing delivery in Ghana. So it's the private sector that is taking the pace. So enforcement becomes weak. So what we can do is that government should, because I know the rental assistance scheme, recovery rate is 100%. There's no default. So all that we need to do is to just get a lot more, even the private sector players, especially if you give the pension fund, you know that this is not area that you put your money and you can fully recover with interest.
Okay.
So what we need to do is that get private developers, pay advance to them, you hold those rented premises, people will apply to this, and then will pay the advance to the owners of the house, and then monthly deduction from this young person just left school, so that they can have some breathing space.
Yes.
If we ask you to pay our 60,000 for most of them will not be able to organize that money. But if you give them 2 years to pay and deducted from their salary, most of them will be able to. Yeah. You know what we tell you? We always talk about a deficit of 1.8 to 2 million housing units. You know, in Greater Accra, there are a lot of houses. No one is even going there to rent.
Yes, that's
There are
true.
a lot of
A lot.
houses that are empty.
A lot of the estate buildings.
Yeah, empty.
Yeah.
Why is it that people are not going there?
Because of the money, they are not affordable.
Uh-huh.
So what is Parliament doing to reduce the housing deficit?
Parliament cannot do anything.
They cannot do anything.
No, Parliament cannot do anything. The laws are there to be enforced. The laws that are already been passed in the system, the executive should ensure that you enforce it. Other than that, you know, recently I saw this one nice gentleman. He's on is it rent control? Rent control. He was fighting some estate developers, those who are giving you go to rent on
Okay.
hostel.
The hostel
He
issue.
was fighting. But I like the spirit. But the fact of the matter is that it's so difficult.
It is.
It's so difficult to enforce some of these things because I'm a private developer. I know how much it costs me to put up the structure, and this is how much
I'm investing into.
I've invested, and this is how much I'm charging. We say no, at all costs we have to reduce it. You know, if government, state money have also been invested in the same venture, and we are charging something lower, you'll be forced to reduce yours.
That's true.
Isn't it? You'll be forced to reduce it. But that notwithstanding, at times, I believe that man is working very well. We need to regulate them so that they will not overcharge. Especially, you know, Senate has some of these structures. How much is it? How much is it?
They are very expensive. They are.
As well, and that's our money. So we have to start from institutions like that before we even go to the private developer. So if we are able to build more of these hostels, then people will have the option to choose.
So can we say that the ordinary man can be able to own a home?
Yeah, you can.
How?
Just like I'm able to, once interest charges, charges on loans from bank, people take loans from bank, but we know that at least cost of capital is reducing. You know, cost of building materials, once it is coming down, then people can build affordable houses. And once affordable houses are built, we can also reduce it. And you know, there's something that government, I believe that the executive should be able to do. Let me start from President Kufuor's time. He started some housing projects at Asokore called Bochiema here, and then even Kufuor here. The experience that we have had, and GM1 also started Sagwa. Almost all projects that are started by the executive, especially by the ministries, are challenged when it comes to implementation. But I believe that those structures should rather be cheaper if it is built. It should start because usually land acquisition, which is one major component in construction in Greater Accra, it is one major component which is very, very expensive. If government have no free land to build, then to me, there's no justification why those houses should not be cheaper than what the private developers are churning out. But is that what we see? So that means there's something wrong somewhere. And I believe that if the ministry will concentrate on institutions like the State Housing Company, which to me, their mandate is to build. We have Tema Development, a company, your mandate is to build. We have even institutions like rural housing. We are advocating that government should resource rural housing to take care of most of the structures that we are putting up in the rural areas. If government is supposed to resolve them, and government lands are given to these institutions, they will be able to build houses, half the cost of what these private developers are giving out. And as a result, at least, I believe that we can talk about issue of affordability.
Yeah, we're going to come to that.
Yes. And so, if you come to Greater Accra, big issue, especially areas that are supposed to be prime land in Accra are areas that are inhabited by squatters.
That's it.
Especially areas that are very, very close to the sea. You go to all those areas and you see some of the structures that have been built there. At times you ask yourself, You can't really do anything about it. We need to do regeneration, redevelopment. And there's a very good example when you go to Senegal. Senegal, if you don't have the land, state will build with flow. Someone else will come and build on top. Others will build on top. Because if land is the major component when it comes to costs of buildings, that government will have to find a very nice to ensure that land acquisition becomes easier. The cost component of land is almost zero.
Yeah.
So that we can build affordable.
Let's talk about poor urban planning and then the flooding. And the question that I want to ask you, we're going to play a little game. That is a blame game. Who do you think is responsible for the flooding?
I think the Ghanaians. Because our government is made up of.
Do you think Ghanaians would accept it?
Oh, yes. I'm part of it. So I'm not saying anyone, because our government and this government is made up of Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Indiscipline. Our traditional system. Let someone go against our law, arrest him today. Someone will call you, I'm so and so, I'm the chief. That person is my nephew. Someone will call you from the church, it's my church elder. Chief Imam will call you. And that is a society that we live in. If we want to develop, the key to development is being law abiding. Let our laws work. And devoid of all these kind of influences, because he belongs to A, we don't have to. Because he belongs to B, the person will have to. So I believe that we have the best laws, some of the best laws in the world. But our problem is that we wouldn't want to enforce any of our laws. And we are a country of, there's so much indiscipline. You decide to go to court. A case that could be discharged within 1 month, 2 months, will drag on for 3-4 years. So it will get to a level that I'm even discouraged to even take my cases to court. So people will do things with that kind of impunity. But we have all decided to be democratic. And that is the way to go. But I've only pleading that we should be a little bit disciplined. Ghana will develop if we're a little bit disciplined. Will develop.
Many years ago, I'm sure that in the late 80s and early 90s, when you go to Circle, there was a man who actually made sure that you don't throw any rubbish on the ground. I think it's selling for, I don't know the name, but it's selling for something. And people actually were adhering to what he was doing. And whenever you get to Circle, the place is absolutely clean.
Yeah, he was
Why? Come again, please.
He was the most hated person.
Yeah, he was the most hated person, but then he was doing something good for all of us. Why are we not implementing such acts in the assemblies, the constituencies, and so on?
That is the more reason why, if you want everyone to like it, the Bible said it.
Yes, there won't be any good done to the masses.
Yes. And if I had what it takes to, I'll behave like what some sort of I'm part of too. And let me also comment some of these social media practitioners in Ghana, especially Pastor Voice. I've been following this Pastor Voice. And I think 3 days ago, they were using that one of the Christian community.
Yes.
What they brought them. Do want you to ask this question. So this is something they are now aware.
They are very much aware. Because I've been there before and I saw how when the fisherman comes back from fishing and they pull out the net, you would see rubbish, bottles. You would see a lot of rubbish mixed with just some few fish. And then it would take them hours for them to collect and separate the rubbish and the bottles before they are able to pick the fish out of it. And it takes hours. That was what the women that picks out the fish were saying.
So this is something that they are aware people defecate.
They are very much aware. It's an ongoing thing. They know.
Who's supposed to enforce that?
The assemblies.
The assemblies.
So why are they not? And why is the government
why are they not
waiting hard on them?
You arrest them today and you get calls. And our laws should not respect anyone.
Yeah.
this person, no, he's from this royal family. So what? If you're a royal family, why do you defecate at the beach? A royal. Why? You understand it? Oh, my constituency chairman, a constituency chairman who is defecating at the beach. And you know, when you go there, you want to stop some of this, you become strange.
You become an enemy.
Where this guy from? Because it's normal with this. And right now, there was a time we were going home with my driver who got to the beach road. Someone in a moving truck threw rubbish on the street. And I said, please just speed up. We went, crawled the car, stopped. And my police officer got up. I got up. And all those people in the car were still doing it.
Oh,
no.
That's so bad.
They saw that because one of my police officers, they knew I was a member of parliament. So why did you do this? The lady was just shivering. We only asked that, please just come down, pick it and put it in the car. So that when you go to your destination, you dump it at the right place. We need to start to educate ourselves. Other than that, senior, some people are so ignorant that women don't urinate anywhere. But guys, because of our pen, everywhere we get,
we are writing
just pull it
and write
and then
everywhere.
we write everywhere.
We write it.
And I have stopped many occasions, especially drivers are drivers
are the number one guilty.
Go to Circle.
Yes.
Circle Dubai. Someone are taking some photographs. That is where people urinate. I don't think the women are there. They do it. These are our guys. You put the listen everywhere they do it. So don't we have authorities? Don't we have them? And I think that the places like Circle will so permanently position people there. Like when we're in secondary school, we're in primary schools. This is your plot.
Take care of it.
So we come for inspection. If there's any rubbish,
they hold you responsible.
You know the person to hold responsible.
Yeah.
When you go to Rwanda, every part of Rwanda, someone stands there to ensure that nobody puts anything there. And that is the applause. Because of the fact that we are not disciplined, we need to be treated like the school case.
That's true.
Because we are adults that are
supposed like
to be, we behave like kids.
Yeah.
So all that we need to do is to position people there. And every place we put people there, we have 2 military officers close to them. We have to get some 2 military people close there. Don't put police. Don't. Because of some of the things that I've seen around
Circle and the rest.
The police are there, but no one fears them for the police.
I get you.
Drivers do whatever they want. So put people there, demarcate areas for them to take care of. Put military people there. So that when they are engaged, the military people will just come in. Let's enforce discipline for just 2 months. And you see what will happen. That's why I'm so happy with this tribunal bill that was passed.
Yeah.
I'm praying that we'll put sanitation issues in there. So that we'll sometimes community service, and then we'll come there, the same place that you urinate, you'll be sweeping. You will sweep under military supervision for 2 months. After that, you think you'll do that again?
I don't think you will do that.
So, the law, we pass some of the best laws.
But we should implement
But my expectation is that we should allow our laws
to work.
And I'll be happy to see someone, some 2 people were handcuffed.
Yeah.
Because they want to.
2 days ago. 2 days ago, I guess.
At the beach.
Yes.
So, those 2 people should be taken to our tribunals. It will start to operationalize.
6 months.
6 months sweeping. So you'll be at the beach there under guidance of the military. You get up in the morning, you'll be sweeping. So if you see anyone coming there, you tell that person,
yeah,
that please don't do it here because I'm here. And that is the way we have to behave, because we have demonstrated clearly as people, we are people that are not disciplined.
That is it. We're going to turn our attention right now to rent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the 2 years advance rent that is being charged by homeowners, do you think it would ever end?
It will not. It will.
I'm happy you have said that.
Let me be blunt about it. We have legislated it, but it will not. It will not, because, just like I said earlier, government should play a major role in housing delivery. Major role, because all over the world we have social housing.
Yeah.
And this social housing always spearheaded by the states. You know?
Yeah.
So once we have that list, then we can regulate. You understand?
Yeah.
We can regulate. And you know, the nonsense about about the whole thing is that we have agents. People, they call themselves agents. Usually they are not paying rent to someone. Me, listen, I was a member of parliament. I went to Brent. The person said, I'm supposed to pay 10%.
Yes. And before the 10%, they will take you transportation money.
Yes. I was making a bill for my daughter. I'm supposed to pay 10%. Even though I negotiated, I knew it was illegal. And the chairman of Western Housing Committee paid something I knew it was illegal. I had to pay. And when I paid, I become a part of his family.
Yeah.
When there's a funeral in his family, he will come when I go have a funeral. So can you come and support me? So after you taking this work, so we perpetuate illegality.
Yeah,
even you are building house, after you are paying for everything, someone will come and tell me that you are coming to take digging fee. Digging fee.
Yeah.
Which is not legitimate though. But we have accepted it. Why? So they take care of the land over there. There are certain things.
And the land has been lying there for many years. They've not even cared for that land, but then they are coming for digging fee.
Digging fee. You tell them, so we have, and then so I called a colleague and said, Charlie, go to bed on my land. Some people are there, okay, whatever. You pay something small to them.
That's it.
Because other than that, they can come and worry you. And this is a community that will work. So they create their own laws. For them, they are able to enforce it. Even though it's not backed by any legislation, but they're able to
enforce it.
But what we have been able to legislate that we are supposed to enforce, that one, no.
Nobody's minding that.
No. So when it rains, Accra will be flooded. God will build without permit.
Yeah.
Areas that have been earmarked for
future projects.
Yes. When we plan, there are places that we are supposed to live because we are, as part of the carry program, we were supposed to build places called detention ponds.
Yeah.
You know, you go to elsewhere in Germany, you go to Holland, they live with the sea and other river bodies, but because of planning and enforcement of their rules, those countries don't get flooded.
They live accordingly.
Yes, they live alongside these river bodies. Because these river bodies were there before we came to.
Yeah, they will always be there.
And you think you can remove them? No, you can't remove them. The only thing is that if you want to build in their way, create another space for them to flow. Because we all heard that all the rains are coming from the Gold Ridge and other places. And clearly, they know where they are going. They know where it's going.
Yeah.
It should go straight to this. So once you block it, find a very nice way to accommodate it somewhere. So we need to create intelligent policy, create artificial lakes. Accra. It would be so beautiful to have some of these artificial lakes in Accra where we can use boats, we can even do fishing and other things in it. But in that case, no, every space. So who issues permits to them?
They go it by themselves. They do it by themselves.
No. Someone will have to give you a paper. Some of the chiefs will have to tell you, this is my land.
Yeah.
And they will sell it to that person. But who gives the permit? Someone, you get someone from there or something there to give them permit. Even if that person is on retirement, we need to go for that person to prosecute.
That's true.
If he's even on retirement, because every document they hold, there's someone's signature on it.
Yeah.
Why don't we look for these people? So everything comes back to enforcement.
Enforcement.
So what can Parliament do? What we are thinking about doing is that we need petitions from the public, especially where people they build in unauthorized places in Accra. I had interview with on one of your the sister stations. Immediately, I dropped my phone. I had 2 calls from individuals. They were so worried that difficult to find any channel to address. Yes, or they went to the disassemblies and no one was prepared to listen to them. He called and said, "Just send me a petition." The moment they draw the petition, I forwarded it to the hydrology authority. And you know, they have the mandate to see whether the person has bills at the
right
authorized or the, yes.
Yeah.
So, and the MD was so fast. He got in touch with the assembly. He went to the site there, took pictures. My report is here. The report that they presented to me is here, and indicated clearly that the developer
Interesting.
is erected.
So something has to be done about it.
Yes, erected a wall at where you are not supposed to erect. The report is here. So the next thing they are going to do is to invite the developer to ask why he thinks that wall should not be pulled down. And once Parliament, we sit as a committee and we give orders. You know, we'll sit here as a high court to give orders. So please, you have built, authorized place, and we give orders to the assemblies, ensure that these structures are pulled down.
So how about the houses that got permits before they started the building, and now they've raised the building to the completion of it, and then the next thing you know, these buildings have been destroyed?
You know that I'm saying this permit. Who issued those permits? You destroy their structures. Those who gave the permits, they sleep and sleep very well.
So that is where the issue is.
Yes.
So what can you do to make sure that you're getting the right permit?
To ensure that.
Yes, because the truth of the matter is, you would find people, chiefs, people within authority. They were all going to be part of the fact that you're buying a land and then they give you the permit to go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You go about your business, you pay everything. Now you know that you own the land.
Yes.
You build on it, and the next time after a couple of years, government comes back and is saying that you built on the wrong path. And that's the building has to be destroyed.
So the same, we need to enforce our laws. Who signed those documents? Are they alive or they are not?
So that will persecute them.
So whatever is destroyed on that land should be surcharged to those who issued those permits.
Okay.
If you are chief, you are not about the law. Even the president of the land is not about the law. So when the law decide to respect few,
then that's where the problem comes.
that's where the problem is. And let me tell you, you do have the right to issue permit.
No, I don't.
None of my children, none of them have the right. They're chiefs. They are the chiefs. They are those technocrats who sit at the visa assemblies. And once we start to bite, people say, oh, even this person is in court. We'll start to visit.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the monthly payment for rent or 6 months payment for rent will be a reality?
It should be. It should be a reality. And it can only be a reality. Just like I said earlier, the state should be a major player in the field, so that we have the alternatives. We build social houses. If you think you don't have states, the state can build those social houses, and monthly payments could be effected in government social house. So that if you don't have the alternatives, you go to government. And you know, most of these private estate developers, they are here for profits. They are to make profit. But
it's a business for them.
Build, and no one is patronizing it. No one will tell you, go
you go into the business.
The government is doing it. And you know, Ghana, we have a huge task when it comes to this estate development, because there are a lot of houses in Accra inhabited by this one. Now the question we're asking ourselves, even the source of the capital that is we used to build those in Ghana. You get a lot of money laundering in the real estate
industry.
Yes, lot of money laundering. You can't get your money, go to UK and start to buy houses or build in UK or any other development. You can't go there. But Ghana,
You can come here and do it.
just go out there, find out who owns those structures. Most of them are from other West African countries. Look at the prices out of the reach of Ghanaians. So if you are selling for 100,000 and you think it's so expensive, someone will come from Nigeria and buy 1 million.
They come and wash their money here.
Yes.
All right. I mean, we'll wrap it up. So my final question to you would be this: how safe is the housing industry in Ghana? How safe are the buildings that we see on a daily basis? How safe are they?
Safe not.
In terms of the structures that have been built these days, when it rains heavily, we see buildings that are coming down.
Unfortunately, just like our building code, we are not even enforcing our building code, and we always go for instead of going for the
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.